Let's look at how we can find scores below a certain percentile. Here we have a set of data on 100 employees who work for a lumber company, and we have their worker ID, the number of hours that they work, what educational level they have, and a few other columns here. And suppose we want to find the workers that work the least number of hours because we know that we have some extra work coming up to them, and we want to give them the first opportunity to have the extra work, to work the overtime, or if they're not full time, to have extra hours to bring them up higher. So suppose we want to find the 5% of people that are below the lowest 5% of people, who have the lowest number of working hours. What we're looking at is that are people who are below the 5th percentile. So how do we identify people that are in a certain percentile or below a certain percentile? One way of doing it is to choose the column of data that we're interested in. So I will choose, we're looking at the hours that they usually work. So I'll choose all of column C. I'll click on the column header until the whole column lights up. And then we can go to home and, oops, I turned home off. Okay, turn home back on, the ribbon, and we're going to go to conditional formatting. I'll choose conditional formatting, and I want to choose the top and bottom rules. Now, we want the bottom 5%, the people that have the lowest 5%. So that's called the bottom 10%. That should say bottom X percent, because we can choose whatever bottom percent we want. So I click on bottom 10%, and it says I want the bottom, and it says 10%. I'm going to change that to 5%, and the format is going to make those in this format. So I click OK, and we see that employee 2 is in the bottom 5%, employee 20 is in the bottom 5%, 58, 60, 74, and 84. Oh, and number 99. Those are the ones that are in the bottom 5%. Now, you might say that seems like more than 5 people. If there's 100 employees, there should be just 5 who are in the bottom 5%. Well, it turns out some are tied at 35 hours. In fact, we can look at this if we sort by hours. Let's sort by hours. I'm clicking the sort button, go by ascending, and actually, let's go for descending since we're looking for the bottom 5%. I go down here. So we see the people that are working the most were 70 hours and more. The people that are working the least are down here. We've got one guy that works 0 hours. Looks like he's been out on sick leave. And then a number of people that work 35. And so we can offer the extra hours to these people. Now at Azusa Pacific, we emphasize trying to link our Christian values to what we're doing. And so this is kind of like a good example of what we could do if we were a manager, if we were assigning hours. Go out of our way and figure out who has the greatest need, who might benefit the most from what we're doing. The Bible clearly teaches that Christians should do as much good as they possibly can and respond to the greatest number of needs. So in this case, these might be the people that have the greatest number of needs, and we can do what we can to assign them more hours.